hard to believe. Like, I came to learning it, but apparently that's kind of true. Really true. Do you want to learn more? Okay, sure.
The Earth had undergone massive changes throughout the years. Before the continents we have today, there used to be a single continent called Pangaea. This Pangaea holds all the continents known today. The position of the continents came to be through continental drift explained by the theory of plate tectonics. In accordance to the theory, the continents moved as edges of underlying plates beneath the surface of the Earth are created or destroyed. Now, why is it important to understand plate tectonics in this lesson? Well, this is because it has played a great role in the distribution of fossil primate groups and climate changes in their environment as well that affected the evolution of primates and other living things. Hominoids are broad-shouldered, tailless primates that include all living and extinct apes and humans. The word hominoid comes from the Latin root words homo or homi, which means human being, and the suffix oxide, which means resembling. The reason why the first fossil apes were called such was because of the resemblance to humans. However, what makes humans relatively distinct from hominoids was the fact that we are bipedal. Bipedalism is a special form of locomotion on 2 feet. Primates and apes are not bipedal as they usually walk on their 4 feet, unlike humans. Secondly, humans have larger brains compared to the hominoids. This striking difference allows us to use more of our brain for complex thinking, unlike the hominoids. The earliest known ancestor of humans come from the Australopithecines, which were bipedals but had relatively smaller brain size in proportion to their body. From one species of the Australopithecus evolved the Homo habilis. Compared to the Australopithecines, the Homo habilis had smaller teeth and larger brains. This implies that the Homo habilis exercised higher abilities to learn and were better at processing information than the Australopithecines.
The Homo erectus are a greater form of the Homo habilis, having a larger brain which is a prominent characteristic from its ancestors. With this development, the Homo erectus are capable of creating tools, adapting to the environment, and a problem solver in survival. Moreover, the Homo erectus were also able to produce more sophisticated tools than the Homo habilis, due to its higher capability to think and analyze. Furthermore, during the Paleolithic period, or also known as the Old Stone Age, it was divided into 3 divisions: Lower Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic, and Upper Paleolithic, based on the tools that were found in the corresponding layers of ground. Firstly, the Lower Paleolithic period, the settlers were the Homo erectus, seeking for efficiency and creative tools for specific tasks. Moreover, the tools that are found in this layer of ground are mostly used for chipping off flakes from a core of rock, from various angles. In this period, the hand axe and other stone tools of chipping off flakes from a rock commenced. Secondly, in the Middle Paleolithic period, the tools were more sophisticated and efficient, allowing the Homo sapiens to do labor such as prying, lifting, holding, and pulling. Moreover, this is the period where the Homo sapiens were being found, and its complex tools were made due to the Homo sapiens' larger brain capability. Lastly, in the Upper Paleolithic period, the Homo sapiens sapiens was the human settlers in this period. The Homo sapiens sapiens tools are primarily blade-based. These blades are twice longer and wider than a flake of rock, and also having parallel side. Moreover, the tools in the Upper Paleolithic period had a further increase of its specialized tools. Thus, it boomed the Homo sapiens sapiens population, and furthermore, the opening of new economic activities that the Homo sapiens sapiens can work on.
He said, do you know how cultural development was able to evolve throughout? I mean, I don't understand how it relates to the modern society.
That's easy. All started in the Neolithic period. People were, because of the changing needs of people.
Understanding cultural evolution may sound a bit tricky, but really, the evolution of culture is not that complicated. You see, before the New Stone Age happened, our ancestors hunted and gathered food for their survival. They didn't have technology nor advanced tools we have today, something like the Flintstones or Crudes may do. Fortunately, the new Stone Age came. It was a game changer. It was the time when the production of food began, especially in agriculture. Slowly, people were becoming less dependent on wild food sources as they domesticate plants and animals. They were also now beginning to settle down and form villages. Since they can efficiently produce their food already, there was no need for their old nomadic practices anymore. This efficiency of theirs hasn't allowed more time to pursue the arts and religion, leading to the building of temples and granaries, which some are still very evident until this very day. Aside from that, people started also to harness willfully what's in the environment. As a result, various tools have already been created from different materials such as stone, bamboo, and many more. Eventually, these advancements led villages to communities, and these communities eventually become cities. However, this does not always mean a good thing fully, especially if done unsustainably. With the increase of population comes the increase of their wants and needs, and to get what they want, people took more than what nature could replenish, resulting to soil erosions, deforestation, and many more. But that's not the only thing. Ironically, their own pursuit of self-interest to these resources also sparked conflict and war amongst themselves, harming nature and other people in the process. This signifies that culture's evolution is not always on the good side. In every single thing, it has its pros and cons. Yes, advancements in technology has greatly aided us throughout many years, but at what expense? Thus, with this, we must be careful and wary of what we do today for tomorrow's changes.
Hi, Sean. What did we learn today? We learned about the early civilization and the rise of state. And don't you know that the first city happened in Iraq about 4,000 to 6,000 years ago? Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, you should know. You should study this because this is really important.
The Neolithic Revolution literally means the New Stone Age Revolution because of the polished stone tools and the techniques that produce such tools emerged in this period. Before the Neolithic Revolution, humans hunted and gathered food for survival. However, once agriculture was developed, substantial changes in the lifestyle of humans took place. People started to explore non-agricultural activities and settle in specific areas they called villages so they could grow crops and raise animals. Eventually, communities were built as human population increased, which led to the rise of cities. There are four basic changes that mark the transition from Neolithic Revolution to the rising of cities. First, agricultural innovation. Changes in the farming method was distinguished during early civilization. Irrigation became an important factor that increased crop yield. The ancient Sumerians built an extensive system like dikes, canals, and reservoirs to be able to control water resources into the field as necessary, and even dry areas were able to participate in food production. Second, diversification of labor. Because of the efficiency in food production, man had more time to develop, pursue, and explore specialized activities that geared towards the advancement of civilization. Social stratification. In the ancient cities of Mesopotamia, symbols of special status and privileges appeared according to the kind of work they did or the family into which they were born. Fourth, central government. Because of the massive size and complexity of the city, there was a need for a strong central authority to fully govern and uphold the safety of both the city and the people.
Oh, I see that. Oh, now I see. So the way of living in the shall are another set of foundation for today's society. I guess. Well, what I learned from this book, how political revolution started in the ancient times, going on to today.
The earliest forms of government was headed by a centralized ruler, or the kings of the ancient civilization and their advisors. The first form of laws, known as the Code of Hammurabi, was issued during the ancient times by the Babylonian king Hammurabi. The code prescribed the correct form of legal procedures and determined penalties for perjury and false accusations. It also contained laws about property rights, loans, debts, family rights, and among others. Aside from having a centralized authority, the Inca civilization of Peru also practiced a widespread governing bureaucracy that was very efficient at every level. Because of the growth of cities and the presence of a strong central authority, it paved way for the improvement of human civilization and the peak of human civilization's development, the emergence of democratization. By definition, democratization is the building of political institutions, common interests, and new forms of legitimation. The idea originated and was seriously put into practice in ancient Greece, although it had to go through certain obstacles to fully establish democracy in the country. Not everyone had the right to vote in for all the political positions in ancient Greece. The assembly of the people were only given the freedom to vote for the archons and deputies of the city. The higher officials were only voted by the elites of the city and not to the assembly of the people. It took another 20 to 30 years before democracy was fully established in ancient Greece. Democracy is the highest human achievement in political development because it gives the people a collective voice in the art of governments, which was not done before in ancient civilizations. This is relevant in today's society, not only because most countries follow the democratic type of government, but because it is what most countries need. Democracy may not be the perfect type of government that a country should follow, but it is enough to attend to the needs of the people. Democracy is made for the people, by the people, and people should know how to use this freedom given to them and not abuse it.